What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Today is May the 27th, 2025. It is a Tuesday. It is currently 8:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is the New York session. How's everybody doing out there? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Share the link. I'm not going to be too long today. We're just going to do a quick market review from Tuesday and what I'm currently looking at for going into Wednesday and the rest of the week to close out May going into June. What's up, Ed? Shout out to you for joining. What's up, Lawrence? Appreciate y'all joining on this Tuesday evening. We currently got XRP currently trading at $2.31. We got XLM trading at 28 cents. We got XDC trading at 6 cents. We got HBAR trading at 18 cents. BTC at 108. Excuse me, I gotta take this phone call. 1 second. All right, I apologize. I had to take a phone call. People always want to call when you're doing business. But again, we got Bitcoin trading at 109,000 dollars. We got Ethereum trading at 2,600. We got Algo trading at 22 cents, and we got ZBCN under 1 penny. So we're going to talk about that as well. ZEBEC. I give my warning. Some of y'all might have took heed to it, and then some of y'all are still chasing price. But these markers are algorithmic. They repeat over and over again, and it's a clear trap for some of these people that are chasing it. So we're going to get into that as well. What's up, Law Docs? What's up, Sneaky? What's up, Mark? What's up, Jay Manson? Appreciate y'all joining, man. What's good? What's good? Like I said, I'm not going to be too long today. Going to be pretty quick and brief. Let me read some of these comments. Dustin, you say, see, I know Dustin, you're brand new to the channel, so let's see what you got to say. 1 second. Let me bring y'all comments up. 1 second. I know a lot of y'all are defending whatever y'all are, but a lot of y'all are new to me. Y'all don't understand what I do. A lot of y'all might not understand what it is that I do. I'm not, when I come out here and speak about certain assets or whatever, I'm coming from a pure technical analysis perspective. I'm not here trying to hurt your feelings or none of that. 1 second. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I know you get defensive on what you're invested in, but guess what? You need to check out my channel and look at it. Look at what I do on a day to day. I'm just covering this for entertainment purposes, but Dustin, you said, come on, man. ZEBEC has had a dip after 400th. A little dip was to be expected. ZEBEC is not crashing. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, Justin. Matter of fact, I appreciate you giving your. First of all, Justin, do you do technical analysis? That's what I would like to know. Do you do TA? Do you do TA? Do you do some form of technical analysis? That's what I would like to know. We're gonna get into it. Let's come on over to ZEBEC. ZEBEC. So, 1 second. Let's bring ZEBEC up on the large screen. Let's zoom out right quick because Dustin, I believe you're brand new. I haven't seen you too often up in here. You saying, come on, man. You know, we're just retracing. But if you know what I do, the markets are algorithmic. That's my principles. That's my philosophy. That's what I teach. That's what I talk about. These markets repeat over and over again. They do the same repeating functions. So over here on my channel, we think like institutional traders, not just investors, institutional. We think like smart money. And if you've never seen it before, we all know what's above old highs right here. You see this old high right here? I mean, I can go through a list of assets that have done the same thing. Now, I'm not saying it's crashing. I'm not saying it's not going to have utility in the future. But for y'all that have chased it, smart money has took profit. Smart money has took profit at this high right here and above it. So this extension higher going past the previous all-time high is pretty much a pump fake to get retail traders, retail investors to come chase price. It is to get retail to chase price. So I can't tell you how many people I've seen online, social media, YouTube that have been pumping this up as it broke out. And I teach, and we all know on my channel that we don't chase price. If you wasn't in this back down here in this consolidation, if you wasn't in here during this consolidation, then I don't know what to tell you. Some people was in this early down here. So as it broke out, that's when we start seeing word about ZEBEC and all that whatnot. This is a lot. This is great price action for this month currently. So it was done a lot. Now we got to take a closer look. We got to go down below price. So we're currently on the monthly time frame. We need to drop a little bit lower. Let's take a little closer look at price. So we all know that the pending orders, we just took out pending orders above the market right there. So I'm already going to tell you, this is a signature, how price is currently printed so far. This is a signature that price is going to pretty much retrace and potentially reverse and probably trade inside of a range. So let's take let's look back in price. Let's go back in price. So for example, somebody got loud pipes outside, but whatever. So for example, you see this breakout right here, this expansion profile, these candles, these consecutive candles that broke out, the same repetitive function is happening at this moment. So let me highlight that right quick. The same repetitive function. And Dustin, come back to the front of the congregation, man. Don't just leave a comment, engage. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna troll you or nothing. Come back and speak with me. How you feeling, Dustin? So you see this expansion right here? That's essentially what this is right here. It's just a larger expansion. So when this price action broke out, and this is a smaller expansion profile, when that broke out, we didn't just go out and then do this move right here, retrace low. No, we broke out. We went to some significant level, which most likely we took out these highs right here. You see these highs? The same function. We all know above old highs. You might doubt this because this might be your first time seeing this, but you come watch me a few times, you start to understand how price is algorithmic, and I can show you many examples how this repeats. So let's just hypothetically say this was the breakout right here, and we're just back testing. Let's just say this was the breakout, and it came up and took out this high right here. And what did it do? It just punched through. It extended further out above this high right here. You see that? It's not random. It extended higher and then closed. Hey, we had a candle close right here on the weekly. And then the next following candle opens up right here. And then it starts to break down. You see that? So let's just go up higher. What's up, Lenny? So let's just go up higher. Same exact function going on in price because price is algorithmic. You see this high right here, previous all-time high. We broke out. We extended a little bit further. And then I'm already seeing the breakdown in price. So let me read your comment. Uh-oh, we got a whale. So Dustin, you say, well, ZEBEC is very low liquidity. So for me to sell for any profits worth my while takes a long, excuse me, let me start this over. You say, well, ZEBEC is very low, I guess, in liquidity. So for me to sell for any profits worth my while takes like too long. It took almost 12 hours to buy my initial bag. So trying to sell, I could get burned easily. So Dustin, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. We don't necessarily need, man, goddamn, I got another phone call. 1 second. All right, my bad, y'all. My bad. So Dustin, welcome to my channel. I understand where you're coming from so Dustin, let me ask you this. Are you an investor or are you just looking for quick profits? I need to know. Are you a long-term investor or are you somebody who like to swing trade? Do you like to day trade, Dustin? What do you like to do, Dustin? Because it sounds like to me you like to swing trade. Do you believe in ZEBEC long term? If you're a long-term investor, then I understand where you're coming from. But if you're somebody who's trying to get in and out and whatnot, then we apply different strategies over here. Oh, what's up, Tino? Appreciate you joining. If y'all just joining, man, make sure y'all hit that like button. We're going over ZEBEC, which I feel like is French, but we're going over ZEBEC, and we're just showing how price repeats over and over again. So, okay, Dustin, you say you typically do long swing trades. So, shout out to you if you like to swing trade. I got models. I got dozens of models, different trading models. I go over this all the time. Dustin, I know you're new over here, so it might take you a few weeks or some time to understand where I'm coming from over here. If you watch me long enough, you'll start to catch on what it is that I do. But right now I'm giving a macro perspective. I'm zoomed out. We know above this high right here, above old highs and below old lows, smart money, market makers leave behind pending orders in the market. It's retail is not for me. So if you're a swing trader, you're not trying to hold this long. You're trying to hold this for several weeks at a time. Swing traders like to hold a position for a few weeks at a time, get out. So for example, I already got it highlighted. You see this expansion higher, targeting this take profit right there. So for example, this was your entry, and this is a weekly time frame. In the crypto market, each one of these candles takes 7 days. There is a fair value gap. If you're not familiar with these terms, sign up to the Patreon. This is a fair value gap, which is a algorithm. It's a inefficiency in price. So the markets are algorithmic, and they're going to want to return back to inefficient price action. So smart money leaves behind a gap in price right here. The algorithm returns down to this. When it returns down to this, that's your opportunity to buy. So this one candle right here took a week. Boom, right there, drops down a discount. And then the following week, which was last week, boom, expansion higher, took 7 days to close. Well, if you're a swing trader, you're not trying to hold this long. That's what swing trading is. Now, if you're a position trader, which is long-term trading or investing, then you're trying to hold it a little bit longer. So, Dustin, you might be a long-term investor of this, because if you're a swing trader, I would say pay the trader, pay yourself. I'm not here to bash ZEBEC neither. I had to get y'all, I'm sure y'all clicked this because of the title, but no, I'm not here to bash it. I'm here to give it a proper analysis for people that are invested in it or trading it or whatever. I'm not here to bash it. We went over the website the other day. We went over it. Okay, we see they got partnerships, whatnot. They could potentially be here to stay. That's to be determined. But people got money in this, so you might want to learn how to manage your equity, manage your assets. Lenny, you say you sold all? Lenny, you a smart man. Lenny's in the Patreon. So Lenny understand. He went through he understands like, okay, what to do and what not to do. But you can see we broke out. It took 2 weeks to come up to previous all-time high. Me as a trader, I'm going to take my profits right here. I'm going to enter down here at this, and I'm going to enter down here, and I'm going to exit right here, take profit. That's me. Y'all might be applying different strategies, but it went straight through it and cut through it and went significantly higher. But now you got to be cautious. You got to be cautious because that's a setup. I see this all the time. I see it all the time. It repeats over and over again. So if we just go back right here, if y'all was in this back in 2024 September, you can see these highs forming, and then we get that expansion right here. Boom. Just like that, we extend above this previous high right here significantly. We didn't just extend above it. We traded into this right here. Y'all know what this is in the chat. Y'all know what this is. So I'm going to leave that there for y'all to tell me what that is. But we didn't just take out these highs right here. We traded up into this. And then price, just like it is now, opened up the following week and started breaking down. So you can't tell me these things don't repeat over and over again. You can't tell me this is not going to repeat over and over again. Now, not to say it's not going to go back up eventually, but it's going to take time. So if you're just holding a position, hoping it goes higher, and you didn't take profits, you're going to watch those profits erode back against you, just like this. You see that? And guess what? It didn't just drop down to any level. Y'all tell me what this is right here. Y'all think it's random? So, Dustin, welcome to my channel. You might want to just soak it in. Yep. Not a SIBI. This ain't a SIBI right here. This is a BISI. So, y'all, it didn't just go up to these highs, take out those highs, trade up into this premium level. I'm going to highlight it right here. It didn't just randomly trade up into that. Yeah, we traded above it a little bit, but no, we traded up into that and rejected it. Then we go up here. Also, ghost pools. We traded up into this right here as well. See that ghost pool? I can highlight this wick right here and show you exactly where price went. So I'm just adding more details to ZEBEC, and we're back testing. So I'm taking this wick, this premium wick high, and I'm measuring out. And do you think it's random that price wicked up to the midway point of this wick right here, this ghost pool? No, that's not random. We traded up to it and then rejected it. How many times have I showed y'all that? And then boom, we close. And then the following candle opens up and just sells off just like that. And it didn't just sell off to any level. It sold off down to this level right here, which is a fair value gap in the form of a BISI right there. See that? Now, we didn't just sell down. We went down to a discount. And then not only we went down to a discount, they left behind liquidity right here. You see these lows? We know below old lows, that's where the pending orders are. So if I take a trend line right there, we call that sell side liquidity. We call that sell side liquidity, pending orders below price. We drop down to a discount. We extend a little bit lower to attack the orders. What kind of orders are below these lows? Buy orders. Who has buy orders? Smart money. Smart money has orders to accumulate below that low. Accumulate and then boom, expansion higher. As price expands higher, it returns back up to this ghost pool. It returns back up to this ghost pool right there. Do you think it's random that it goes up there again, rejects it several times? So we trade up to the midway point, and then this candle right here, it rejects it, trades down, and then it closes. And then after this candle right here closes, it forms a BISI, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency in the form of a fair value gap. And then boom, we finally cut through all that and we attack the previous all-time high right there. And smart money who accumulated, they accumulated twice. Let me hide the comment right quick. Smart money accumulated twice. They accumulated below this low right here, and then they accumulated right here at this fair value gap. So twice. Below liquidity and at fair value gap. Two opportunities, expansion higher, take profit right there for people who are swing trading. and then you're out the market, and now you're waiting for the next opportunity. Now that might sound foreign to y'all, but that's what's going on in the markets for you people who aren't savvy enough. And I knew when I put ZEBEC in my live streams, in my comments, I knew I would attract a certain type of crowd. But I'm just here to convince them otherwise. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all are smart money. Y'all think like institutions. But when I put the ZEBEC in the title, that's going to attract a certain type of community, which I don't give a damn about none of that. All these markets can be traded, and all these markets repeat, as y'all been seeing. Dustin, you say, I am about 90% sure this will be a 5 to 10 cent by year's end. Well, Dustin, we will return back. We will return to see. We'll see about that, Dustin. You know what I'm saying? If you're calling it, hey, that's what you're calling. I'm not saying what it's not and what it's going to be. You say, so I'm just going to layer out then so I don't have to worry about trying to get back in. Entry was at 0019. I respect your way, though. Appreciate it, Dustin. Just, hey, I'm not here to shame nobody on what they're investing in. I don't invest in this. I could care less about this because y'all know how I get down. I go in the traditional markets. We teach futures over here. We trade futures markets, and we in a regulated environment, and we go get real capital out the markets. So we don't have to worry about weeks at a time. I teach you how to go get money right now in the minute, in the second. So that's not no flex. That's not being arrogant. It's just, it's levels to these markets, and it's just levels to it. That's all I got to say. It's levels to this. And y'all seen this over and over again, especially the people that been here. You've seen that there's levels to this. So that's ZEBEC. Let's take a closer look, though. Let's take a closer look. Let's go down. We're on the weekly. Let's go down to the daily. We all know we got 4 days left in the week, in the trading week, and you already can see what price is doing. It went up, took out last week's high. We know above old highs, there's liquidity. Now let's drop down to the daily. I don't see it coming all the way back down to this right here, but somewhere in here are inefficiencies. So let's go down to the daily. Also, we're coming up to the monthly close. So before I go down to the daily, let's go out to the monthly. So I'm trying to see, where does this close? Where does this candle close in the next 3 days? Right here. So we're waiting for the month of May to close, and then we're going to wait for the next candle, which will be June. I'm waiting for the next candle that will be June. So let's go down to the daily. We only got a few days left, and you already can see how market structure, is kind of shifting. What I did was I highlighted this ghost pool right here, this wick high from May the 25th, which was Saturday. I highlighted this right here, and I'm using it as a reference point. It's a PD array that became an inversion, and I'm using it as a reference to see if we want to start the breakdown. Also, we can use this wick right here as well. We can use that wick right there, which is a discount ghost pool, and right now price is just ranging. I'm gonna ask y'all in the chat, for my traders in here, for us people that know how to go get it short term right now. What's the bias? What's our bias for ZEBEC going into it's already Wednesday, Asia. What side of the market do y'all see price coming down to? Do y'all see it taking out yesterday's low? Or do y'all see it coming back up and taking out previous day's high? Lenny, you say lower? Because we know we already know below old lows, liquidity, above old highs, liquidity. So we're waiting. Which side of the market? What's your bias? What's your daily bias? So everybody is saying lower, 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 lower. Ghost pools. Dustin, right? Follow his lead. He is fire. Okay, shout out to you, Law Docs. Appreciate everybody joining. If y'all just joining me, make sure y'all hit that like button. We're going over ZEBEC, the fan favorite. From the daily, let's go down to the hourly. I'm gonna take a closer look. Let's go down intraday or intra-week. I already can tell you that market structure has shifted, and it's in high resistance. A lot of choppiness. I haven't did a deep dive analysis on this, but right now it is, let me see right quick. I'm gonna take a vertical trend line. I'm gonna place it on Sunday, 12 o'clock midnight. Right here. Sunday, 12 o'clock midnight, right there. So I like that. And then I'm gonna drag it out all the way out to upcoming Sunday, 12 o'clock midnight. Well, damn, one second. One second, y'all. Right there. Boom. So that is 1 week. Right there. That is 1 week worth of price action. Let's read this comment. Dustin, I know you're rebellious today. We got some rebellion going on. Lots of ways to skin a cat. Took 350K on XRP, jumped into XEN for 220K, swung into Swift or SWFT for 150K. Now I'm waiting until I hit another million on ZEBEC, and I will throw the rest into XRP again. Oh, Dustin, you a baller, ain't you, Dustin? You flexing over there. You flexing. So what's your, Dustin, I'm gonna ask you this. Dustin, do you have a platform? Do you have something we can come check you out? Do you have a YouTube channel? I would like to see, do you do technical analysis? I don't think you answered that. How do you go about making these millions of dollars in these markets, Dustin? I'm just curious. Do you analyze the markets? What's your strategy, Dustin? I mean, give us some examples. What do you do on a day-to-day to pull six figures and millions out of these markets in a short period of time? I'm just curious. We need to be checking you out, Dustin. We need to be watching you. Because you killing it, man. You're killing it. You said you took 350,000 on XRP. Ike, you said he's skinning cats. Yeah, he a bad man. Ike, he a bad man. Dustin, you said it's been about six months. That is short term. That's very short term. 6 months is not a long time, Dustin. That's a quick period of time to draw out millions of dollars. That's a quick period of time. That's a quick period of time, man. We got some, hey, I appreciate you joining, Dustin. Maybe you, again, Dustin, do you have a platform where we can learn from you, Dustin? Do you have a platform? Like, where can we see you? And where can we see you? Where can we find you, Dustin? Not in real life, but do you have work? Do you have things? Do you have examples of things where we can learn something? Because I would like to know. And I think a lot of people here wouldn't have, like, would y'all have pulled out 350,000 in XRP and jump into XCN? Would y'all have done that? I'm just curious. Y'all let me know in the chat. If y'all are up 350,000 in XRP, you're going to liquidate that and throw it into XCN? Tino, you said hell no. Ike, you said nope. Gabrielle, you said hell no. Ed, you said no. Lenny, you said not a chance. Excalibur, you said negative. Mark, you said you wouldn't do it? Hey man, we got some high rollers in here, man. We got some, would you call that gambling or what would you call that, man? Is that strategic? I mean, if he making millions going from 350K in XRP to XEN, and then you swung 220K from XEN to Swift for 150K, Man, you killing it, man. What strategy? I need to know the strategy. I need to know the strategy. I need to know what you're doing. Dustin, you said, I did what you're not supposed to do. Sold my land for $70,000. Oh, man. Wait, man. Wait. We're going to talk about it, Dustin. We're going to talk about it. You said you did what you're not supposed to do. You sold your land for $70,000 and took a loan out on my house for $80K after watching all the different cryptos. I have been watching and liked the way they moved. And you said you did all that in 6 months, Dustin? Dustin, you did all that in 6 months. You got to know something, man. What's your strategy? Tell us. You did all this. You made millions in 6 months. You said you waiting to hit another million on ZEBEC and it will throw the rest into XRP again. That's crazy, man. I need to know this strategy. I really need to know this strategy. But you sold you sold your land for $70,000. So you tell me you took the $70,000 and took a loan out. So you sold the land for $70K, took a loan out on your house for $80K. So you took out some equity on your home. So you essentially got over $150,000 and threw it all into crypto. I haven't seen that strategy done before, man. That's very interesting to me. Like that's a high. I haven't seen nobody do that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, but nothing. I put nothing past nobody. Do we got some news? I don't put nothing past nobody. You said you was tired of working, Dustin? You was tired of working? Look at XEN pumping right now. I mean, not XEN, excuse me. Look at ZEBEC pumping right now. Let's go back. Let's go out right quick. Dustin, not to get in your personal business or nothing. Where are you from? Are you from the United States? Where are you from, Dustin? Where are you from? You ain't got to get too personal. I'm just trying to, matter of fact, give me a roll call. Y'all shout out where y'all from. I got 35 people in the building. Let me get a quick roll call. Y'all shout out where y'all from, city, state, country, region, whatever y'all want to shout out. Go ahead and shout that out. Shout that out in the chat. Somebody said, Lenny, you said you sold a couple kids to buy XRP. Shout out to Chi-Town in the building. What's up, Brent? Shout out to Kansas City. If y'all brand new, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button for me. Shout out to Florida in the building. Law Docs, you said $1 billion real world assets reportedly coming to the XRP ledger. We know it's on the way. Shout out to Austin, Texas in the building. Shout out to New York in the building. Shout out to Delaware in the building. Shout out to the Bay Area in the building. Shout out to the Bay Area. If y'all brand new in the back of the bushes, y'all come out the bushes. Come on out and speak to the community. Shout out where y'all from. Don't be ashamed. Hit that subscribe button. I think I need like 170 more subscribers to get to 1,000. So if y'all just watching, make sure y'all hit that like button. I mean, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. But I'm not far from 1,000 subscribers, so y'all help me get over there. What's up to Brooksville, Florida? Shout out to you, Dustin from Brooksville, Florida. Law Docs, you got to be different, but shout out to the Earth, planet Earth. Shout out to you. Definitely appreciate y'all joining. Smash that like button for me. Shout out to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Yes, we catching inmates. We're catching inmates out here in Louisiana. We're only down to 2 more if y'all been keeping up with that. We only got 2 more left. And we getting, if y'all haven't found out, we got inmates breaking out, over 10 of them. So be cautious. I don't think they want to hurt nobody, but 2 of them almost made it to the border. So Y'all be on the lookout. You said Japan has supposedly made a move on XRP. They've been saying that. Y'all remember that Japan been hyping up XRP, SBI, and all that? They was hyping it up all 2025, like 2022. In 2025, we're gonna go live with XRP. The whole entire Japan is gonna be using XRP. I still believe they're gonna do it, but we're damn near at the midway point of 2025, and we're still waiting around. They're stalling y'all out. But I believe third quarter, fourth quarter, that's when things will get real exciting. So that's why I'm just talking about stuff like ZEBEC and entertaining that. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to come back to ZEBEC. Let's come over here to XRP. Let's come over to XRP. We're still consolidating, stuck inside of a range from a discount to a premium. We're currently hanging out in the discount area for XRP. This is the daily time frame. Nothing much has changed. Real quiet. What they're doing is, let me zoom in a little bit. What they're doing is stacking orders. They're stacking orders. Look at all these lows right here. And then look at all the highs resting above the market. That's where the pending orders are. We're just ranging, consolidating sideways at a discount in the dealing range. So consolidation still. We're waiting for pretty much, that's why I said I'm done with the month of May as far as expectations. And I'm waiting for us to close May and open up in June. Close May, open up in June. So these highlighted areas that I'm bringing up, these are discount fair value gaps, and we got some above the price, and we're just ranging sideways. Just ranging sideways for XRP. Not much excitement. The only excitement is going on intraday. So for y'all that are long-term investors and y'all are burnt out, this is like not exciting. So when we see markets like this, just sideways trading, I like to drop down intraday. Let's go down to a 15-minute. And I focus on day trading opportunities. So there's always opportunities in the market where you can go make hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. It all depends on your equity. We got people in here pulling out loans and, doing what they got to do to get ahead. And hey, shout out to y'all. There's nothing wrong with y'all doing if it works for you. I'm not here to be the police of nobody and what they're doing. I'm just here to teach price action, teach technical analysis, and build a network in a community. So if you're interested, y'all make sure y'all sign up for the Patreon. Link is in the description. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up my chart for the upcoming day and the end of the week. So that's what I'm doing. Price is pretty much in seek and destroy conditions this week. What does that look like? So I'm gonna zoom in and you can see what is price doing. It's dropping down to discount on a higher time frame level, PD array. And then it goes up to a premium. And it goes from a premium back down to discount. And then it goes from discount back up to premium. And that's pretty much seek and destroy. What it's doing is it's just chopping around, taking out liquidity on different time frames, previous sessions, previous days. And we're just ranging. They're holding price. They're holding price. Right now, it is currently 9:29 Eastern Standard Time, about to be 9:30. We are in the Asia session. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to highlight these highs up here. So we got previous day's highs. I just did this yesterday, so y'all might want to pay attention if y'all missed that. And we got previous day's lows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the daily fair value gaps. So I'm going to remove that, clean up the charts. And now I'm just going to focus on where the liquidity is in the market. So we got this low right here. This low formed on Monday. So that's Monday's low of the day. That's sell side liquidity. And remember what I said if you're brand new. I know where the orders are in the market. I know where smart money is always reaching for. I know pretty much ahead of a lot of retail of what's going on behind price. If you're just brand new to my channel, that might sound crazy to you. You might even go against it. You might try to fight me about it. And that's okay. Because guess what? I can make a non-believer into a believer real quick on what's going on with price action. So right now, again, high resistance. We already identified the conditions of the market. It is high resistance, a lot of choppiness, a lot of large wicks in price. And right now, price is just showing weakness as I look at it. We just left a premium level, and now we're rolling over. You said check out NVIDIA. I'll check it out for you, Lenny. I'll check it out here in a minute. Remind me, though. If I forget it, remind me. I'm going to check it out. I'm just framing up my charts from earlier today. We took out this low right here. This low right here was from the AM session, the New York AM session. We got the London session low right here. So we got lows left behind in London right there. And it's not much going on in price because we're at the end of the month. We're at the end of the month, and we're midway through the week. So there's not much going on. We got some minor liquidity right here. Sell side liquidity below this low right here. And we're just watching price right now. Right now, I see a 15-minute fair value gap right here. We didn't trade up into that. We actually rejected off of that wick. Very distorted price action. So I don't want to really look too low on time. I don't want to drop down too low because of the high resistance nature of price right now. And this is all the perspective I'm worried about right now for XRP. Because if you don't know, we're going to be trading the futures contracts for XRP. So that's where you can take that same opportunity that y'all are betting on, like ZEBEC and other cryptos like XEN. There's plenty of opportunities to come trade the futures market in a regulated environment. And it's also the cash market. So you're not actually buying the token, the digital asset. You're buying the derivatives, or you're selling the derivatives. Let me zoom out right quick to the hourly. On the hourly time frame, so we initially traded up into this SIBI right here. So that's looking very bearish right there. We traded up into this 1 hour SIBI. So I'm going to highlight that. And you can see price starting to roll over. So if you're brand new and you never seen me doing this before, price is algorithmic. And we're forecasting and determining where price will go to next. So that's what I specialize in. Where will price go next? And these are day trading concepts right here. Even though I do long-term investing, if you're brand new to the channel, I go over it all the time. I normally start off with a long-term analysis, and then we go down and look at intraday analysis. So it's clear as day. Let me throw up the higher time frame PD arrays right quick. Yeah, so we recently left our premium fair value gap, and now it looks like we want to roll over, come back down, take out this liquidity right here. And then we got this BOSSVISION right here on the 1 hour. So look at this fair value gap right here on the 1 hour time frame right here. Look at this fair value gap right here. This is a BOSSVISION, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. And do you think it's random that this liquidity pool right here is slightly above the midway point of it? That's not random to me. It looks like we could potentially trade back down there, take out that liquidity, and potentially drop lower, come back down to discount because we have a lot of liquidity resting below the market. There goes those equal lows right there. Remember I told y'all whenever we see equal lows or equal highs, that price is going to most likely want to draw to that. So y'all be cautious. Don't panic if we start selling off, coming back down to around 226. Don't panic. Don't panic. So we're going to pause right there. We got a request. Let's go over here and look at NVIDIA. So let me bring up a new, let me see right quick. My stock matrix. Let's go over to my stock matrix. So over on the stock matrix, you can see the different stock market stocks that I follow from the stock market. Here goes NVIDIA. Y'all got the request. Let's zoom in on it. This is NVIDIA. This is the 1 month time frame. 1 month time frame for NVIDIA. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Let's go out to the 3 month. Okay, let me go out one more. Let's go out to the 6 month. So on the 6 month time frame, NVIDIA looking very, 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 very bullish. Very bullish. Look at this profile, this expansion on NVIDIA. So on a 6 month time frame, every one of these candles takes 6 months. We got 1 month left to complete this candle. And so far it's been very volatile. It traded up, took out this 6 month high right here. And then it traded lower and dropped down into this what right here. Y'all tell me in the chat, what is this right here? And these things repeat in all markets. So we do this in all markets. It never fails. Markets are algorithmic. They're coded to do the same repeating functions. Boom, right there. What is that right there? That is a 6 month BISI. 6 month BISI. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. If y'all been here, y'all seen these things repeat over and over again. Y'all seen these things repeat over and over again. So do you think it's random? Because no, a lot of y'all that been here, it's not random to y'all at this point. But do you think it's random that we trade down into this to offer one good opportunity at discount? And when it dropped down, it was at $86. Current price right now is up $135. So you definitely could accumulate, grabbed you a handful of shares at $86. But now it's at a premium. And if you're long-term investing in NVIDIA, this is not the time to chase it. And this is the same shit I'm talking about with ZEBEC. You see how they will send price higher and then people will be overhyped. They will pull this number right here. You will see a gap form eventually. And then everybody is still thinking, oh, price is bullish. And no, they're going to tank it down just like this to go offer efficiency inside of this gap right here. It doesn't have to fill it. All it has to do is drop down to the top of it, midway point, or the quadrants, the upper quadrant or the lower quadrant. And that's exactly what it does. That's a sniper entry. Boom, $86. And now we're waiting to see how this closes in 6 months. This has the potential of closing bullish after doing all this damage. So we'll come back and check it. Y'all remind me on future live streams. We'll come back and check it. Let's go down to the 3 month. On the 3 month candle, the current candle is the second quarter of 2025. There goes that retracement down to discount, just like that, and expansion higher. The previous all-time high was 153. So let's see if we can come up in the next month or next quarter and come take out the previous all-time high. We're waiting to see that right there. Where does this candle close right here in 1 month and 3 days? Now let's drop down to the monthly. On the monthly time frame, nice looking price action. Where does this candle close in May? Because if this closes strong, again, this closes in 2 days. Stock market is 5 days a week compared to this crypto market. Crypto market is 7 days a week. So this closes in 2 days. Let's see how we close this candle. And that will end the month of May. And then let's see how we open up in June. Because this is very bullish. This is very strong. June could open up and continue higher and come up and take out this high, which is at $153. So let's see how we close that for NVIDIA. That's very bullish right there. That's very bullish. That's an indication that they're trying to move away and start moving back higher. And also, if you don't know, I'm watching the dollar. So the dollar is showing weakness. It's been consolidating for several years, but it's now starting to roll over and show heaviness. So I want to see how we close here in the next few months with the dollar. Do we start to push down lower in the next several months, the next quarter or two for the dollar? That's going to give me more insight on what assets want to do. So whenever the dollar goes lower, that's a risk on environment for stocks, crypto, commodities. That's a risk on environment. So the weaker dollar raises stock prices, raises crypto prices. So let's watch the dollar here in the next few months, next few weeks to see how it wants to close. Or does it want to continue to range for the next 5 years? We don't know. We're going to wait and see though. But I'm watching the dollar. And let's see what happens. Ike, I don't invest in stocks. Ike, I don't invest in stocks. You say tomorrow's earnings, how does that? It does nothing. Okay, if you're asking me, okay, how does earnings and all that impact price? It don't impact it at all for me. It doesn't impact it because guess what? They telling the people this, but these companies aren't in control of the price. Y'all know that, right? These companies aren't in control of price. Nvidia isn't in control of what the price of the stock is going to be. Y'all should know this by now. These markets are controlled and ran at the highest levels of institutions, like the central bank level. They determine what the future price of all these things will be, and it's running on algorithms. So stocks, companies, corporations, they don't control nothing. All they can do is give it an offering out to the public, and that's about it. Earn revenue from the offering to the public. And you know, it's either pay to play. So you can't just jump in the stock market and list your stock. No, it's pay to play. You got to give up a piece of your company to play the game. And that's eventually going to benefit you in the future. So that might be another reason why Ripple they're not going to go public. I don't think Ripple's going to go public with a stock. That's just my opinion. Ike, it doesn't change my bias. It doesn't change nothing for me. Earnings and all that. That's for, it don't change nothing for me. Because again, like I just said, the markets are algorithmic. They repeat over and over again. So I'm looking at price from a pure algorithmic perspective. So I don't listen to the noise. So earnings and all that, that's noise to me. That's all noise for me. I could show you the same repeating functions in this market right here. You already know what this is right here. You already know this is a volume imbalance. This is a form of a fair value gap. It's an inefficiency in price. They could potentially trade back down there, fill it in, go higher. You're still sticking to the higher time frame narrative. You're still doing a top-down analysis. These things repeat over and over again. So if I go down to the daily, the same things are happening. So, and this is very ugly because it's a long-term asset. But you can see, for example, daily time frame, we trade down to this right here, volume imbalance, and then do you think it's random that we trade down into that volume imbalance and then price gaps open? So in the stock market, you got to worry about more gaps. So trades down here and then gaps open going higher. So it's not random at all. This shit repeats over and over again. Repeats over and over again. So nothing has changed. These stocks are more long-term investments. So if you're investing in stocks, I wouldn't be trading this. See, because as I drop down to lower time frames on the hourly, let's go down to the hourly. I'm not interested in this price action right here. This is not for me right here. You see all the gaps in price, and you got to refer to those gaps. You got to highlight those gaps. Every gap is pretty much the market closing and then opening up. So at the end of the day, it closes and then the gaps open with an open. Market closes at 3:30 p.m. and then the gaps open with an open. So that's what's going on with price in the stock market. And this is normal stock shit. So what you need to do is you need to zoom out, higher time frames, and get that long-term analysis, long-term perspective, like I just did on the 6-month time frame, just like that. So I wouldn't be in there trading this as if you was day trading it, So y'all know how people treating ZEBEC, they're trying to swing it and whatnot. They should be applying long-term analysis to stocks. Like they should be applying the strategy that I implement, which is long-term with stocks, to crypto. That's why I've been trying to preach for the longest. Like people need to take that long-term perspective, zoom all the way out, and stop trying to swing trade these things because a lot of people don't know what they're doing. This takes a long time. XRP is going to take a long time. Crypto takes a long time. Nvidia been on the market since 1999. 1999. It's been trading since 1999. And then it took all the way up into from 99 to 2023 for it to get relevance and start moving higher. So from 1999, let's look back. From 1999 all the way to about, let's stop right here, 2018. That was roughly around 6,900. Let's just go ahead and round it off. 7,000 days. So from 1999, and let's just even keep going. 2019. Let's go from 1999 to 2019. That is 20 years. And you can see it ranged from 4 pennies to about $7 for 20 years. 4 pennies is $7. So put that in perspective. 20 years of this right here. And now it's doing what it do. Now it's eventually doing what it does. I agree with y'all. It's just now. And the thing about stocks compared to crypto, like Nvidia, they have, it's based on like pretty much what they can produce. Like Nvidia is based on what can they produce. So you mean to tell me for the first 20 years of its inception or trading on the markets, I mean, it was producing what they were producing. I forgot. I watched the whole documentary on Nvidia, but they was producing those what they call the microchips or whatever, something. Those chips. They was producing chips for gaming, and then now into modern day, there's a high demand for these chips because we got artificial intelligence, we got robotics. Now it finally started to catch up to the future, the things that they were producing. Yeah, there you go. GPUs, Lenny, GPUs. So the original was CPUs, and then GPUs wasn't really needed, but they existed. But now in modern day, because of artificial intelligence, robotics, GPUs are in high demand, and that's why you see in modern day today, Nvidia is starting to do what it does. It's based on what they can do. And that's why crypto is a whole different monster compared to stocks. Like, stocks are based on what can you do for, what are you doing? What are you producing? But crypto, on the other hand, let's go look at, for example, Bitcoin, which we already know, Bitcoin, whatnot. It's a different beast. Bitcoin hasn't been around. It's only been around for like 10 plus years, not as long as Nvidia. And it has already dwarfed what Nvidia ever thought about doing because of the technology for the world. It's a world asset. What did Larry Fink said? It's a what he said. It's a supranational currency, or it's just a supranational asset. Like, this thing goes worldwide. Nvidia, there's restrictions on what Nvidia can do. Nvidia can't sell to certain countries and whatnot. They can't. Let me come back. Where did the chart go? Right here. Nvidia can't just sell to anybody because of politics and governments. But we all know that crypto. Yeah, Lenny, you said they also build software. Yeah, they also build software. But we know for crypto, it's a whole different technology, man. It's just a whole different ball game. It's just a whole different ball game for crypto. Because it is technology, it is software. Crypto is software, depending on which crypto you get into, like Bitcoin, like XRP, XLM. It is digital software that moves value, tokenizes value. That's a whole different ball game. Now I'll start combining the two, like chips and technology together, then you get a whole different beast. But that's that. Nvidia market cap 3.3 trillion. So let me ask you this. What happens when they tokenize the stock for Nvidia? What happens when they tokenize it on a blockchain? What does that do for that blockchain? What does that do for that blockchain when this stock becomes tokenized and it goes on some type of blockchain? price is definitely not interesting right now. I would not be. I would just be sitting on the sideline right now. But for right now, short term, I'm bearish. I want to see price drop down for XRP, come lower. But that's that for now. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Right now, price isn't interesting. So what we do is we're gonna just zoom out. We're just gonna take a zoomed out perspective. I'm not worried about intraday price action right now because nothing's going on. They're just holding price. You know why? We gotta look at the economic calendar. We didn't look at the economic calendar. Let's see what we got coming up in the calendar. So we got through Tuesday. Look at all this high impact news. So tomorrow, Wednesday, we got FOMC meetings, some high impact news at 1 o'clock p.m. And then Thursday, we got some high impact news. And also consider and take in the fact that we're coming off a bank holiday and it's the last week of the month of May. So again, we're waiting for that monthly candle close. So we need to just zoom out in price for all assets, even stocks, all assets. Just zoom out. Zoom out all the way to the monthly time frame. See XRP on the monthly. I'm not expecting much more for this close right here. I'm just trying to see where it closes. And I want to see where we open up going into June. So that's key for me right now. Not anticipating nothing. That's why you see price pretty much dead. It's also the summer months. And a lot of time, institutional capital, they take their money off the table during the summer months. And they come back during the third, fourth quarter of the year. So that's just the dog days of summer. Y'all get ready for it. Let's skim through the rest of the assets, and then I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. XLM, pretty much doing the same thing. You want to take a zoomed out perspective. We'll go down to the monthly. Same thing for XLM. I want to see where we close the month of May. We only got 3 days left. Where did we close? And then where did we open up in June? Where did we open up in June? June will be the last month of the second quarter. Last month of the second quarter. So I'm waiting to see where we open up in June. And then let's take a look at XDC. XDC right here, just trading sideways inside of a monthly fair value gap. They're just holding price. No institutional capital, no institutional sponsorship is in the market right now. They're just holding price. You can see we're just hanging out inside of this discounted area right here, this BISI. This buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency right there. We're just hanging out, waiting to see how we close the month of May. 3 days left, open up in June. And then we're going to see if we want to attack sell side, come back down to discount, or do we want to come up and take out the buy side? Or do we want to consolidate? Y'all let me know in the chat. What do we do in the month of June? H-bar. Said H-bar looking good right now, but for me, it's doing the same thing as the rest of the market. This is a monthly time frame. Currently trading at 18 cents. We did a lot of damage earlier in the month. We traded up, took out previous month's high. We even traded up to a high of 22 cents, and then we rejected back down. So where do we close the month of May for H-bar? And then where do we open up in June? So we're taking that zoomed out perspective. We're getting that higher time frame perspective. Let me see what else. Bitcoin, just holding price. Let's go down to the monthly. You can see where Bitcoin is hanging out. It's hanging out right below that previous all-time high. Take a closer look. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. You can see what they're doing. For the current week, we're just ranging. Why are we ranging? Because we're waiting for the monthly close for May. That's normal protocol at the end of the month where they just kind of retrace price or consolidate price near the end of the month. So that's pretty much normal protocol. If we start to slip, we got a BISI right here. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Let me highlight that. Highlight that right there. So we got a fair value gap right there. So if we decide to slip and come lower, we can forecast that we might potentially come down to this level right here. That's a retracement. And then I'm still sticking to the higher time frame narrative for Bitcoin to continue higher. to continue higher. So let's see how we close the month of May. 3 days left. Open up in June. For ZEBEC heads, we're still ranging. Let's go back out to the monthly again. Waiting for the monthly candle to close on ZEBEC. Let's go down to the weekly. Weekly time frame. Now earlier this candle was bearish, so look at the volatility. When we looked at this earlier, this candle was a bearish candle, and look how we just bouncing around back and forth. It's not random. From the weekly, let's go down to the daily. What's up, Texas Plates? On the daily time frame, I'm highlighting this wick right here. This wick from Saturday, May 25th. I'm highlighting that right there, or May 24th. And we're using, you can see how price is trading at these levels that I got highlighted. They're just bouncing off of these levels, using them as support and resistance. So let's just see, do they want to close the month of May strong? And where do we close this daily candle? A lot of y'all earlier said low, but let's wait and see. Right now, this is being manipulated. So there's a lot of people in here trying to chase it right now. So they're confusing a lot of retail, because this is definitely at a premium. I would not want to be buying this at a premium. On the 4-hour time frame, we're returning right now to this inversion gap right here. So if we trade through that, that could be a bullish indication right here. If we trade through this and close, that will be very bullish. So I'm watching that. So this highlighted area in orange, that's an inversion fair value gap. So let's see what we want to do with that. Because right now it's back pumping. So there's some players in here manipulating price. What's up, Frozen? Yes, hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Sign up to the Patreon, and the link is in the description. So y'all sign up for that. Quant. Let's go look at Quant for y'all people that like Quant. Quant just retracing, sideways consolidating. Higher time. This is a 3-month time frame. Again, if you just zoom out like I am right now on the 3-month, you can just see the clear consolidation, and we're just ranging from premium to discount. So watching this closely, if it decides to break out, we got liquidity from previous months, and we will be watching it. Right now, it's just being held. The entire markets are being held right now. We're waiting for some type of sponsorship, some type of announcement. Even the dollar is showing weakness, but it's also being held, just consolidating. What else can I look at right quick before I head up out of here? Let's go look at gold. Gold. So I follow all markets. If you're brand new to my channel, I follow everything. We watch all markets. We don't just cover crypto. You know, we follow everything. So let's take a further zoom out. Let's go out to the 6-month time frame for gold. We got 1 month and 3 days left to close this, and then we will enter the second half of the year. And again, gold, parabolic, out of here, home run. Still expecting it to go higher. Like, I don't think they're done with gold at all. They're just taking a little quick pause, a quick breather, and we're going to see this continuation go higher. It's in price discovery. There's no ceiling. So all we can do, if we're trading this futures contracts gold, we're just going to stick with the trend, stick with the order flow. Trend is bullish. So you should only be looking for buying opportunities. If you're looking to invest in the physical gold, you need to wait for some type of retracement. That might not come anytime soon either. So you might have to just get it where you can if you're just desperate for gold. But real traders, real investors, wait for some type of discounted opportunity. So, and the last one I seen was during the holidays, 2024, December. That was around Christmas time. And I was telling people, hey, this is your opportunity to get gold. And I believe it was at 2,500, and now it's currently trading at 3,300. So that would have been a great pickup for gold back during that time. And you can see these highlighted areas that I still have highlighted. Still have these levels highlighted right here. I haven't removed this from my chart. You can see the fair value gaps. We retrace down into it. This candle right here, November 2024, holiday season, Thanksgiving, traded down, offers you 2,500. Then we go over into December, drops down, offers you 2,500 again. Christmas. After Christmas, gold has been nowhere to be found. Like, there's no more discount opportunities. If you're trying to buy gold, you will be buying it at a very high premium. And if you're buying the physical metals, you got to include the premium taxes on gold. So y'all be cautious. There might be other opportunities out there. Wait for some type of retracement. That's what I would be doing. Oh, silver quietly breaking out. A lot of people not talking about this. We're talking about it right here. A lot of people not talking about silver quietly breaking out. I was accumulating silver. This is 6-month time frame. You can see it slowly creeping higher. A lot of people not paying attention to this. Silver is just as good as gold, in my honest opinion. It's money. It's easy to liquidate. It's just not as valuable as gold. But if you are cash heavy in fiat, silver is definitely a diversification tool, and it's physical, and you can hold it with you. You know, you can store it with you on your person. But it's quietly breaking out. 6-month time frame. We got 1 month left for silver to close the first half of the year, and then we'll cross over into the second half of the year. And I'm going to anticipate silver to continue to go higher. I will be looking at this wick right here. You see that wick? That is a premium ghost pool. So I'm going to be looking forward to trade up into that. And then we got that high right there where liquidity is. So you can see, do you think it's random that I highlight that area right there? Because nothing is random. It's all algorithmic. So I take a Fibonacci from the close up to the high. And do you think it's random that price slightly pokes that bottom level of that Fibonacci? Boom, slightly pokes it, rejects it. And then we go up in there again and slightly fail to poke it again. But we can see what we're going to do in the next month to 6 months. So the next 7 months, let's see what we do. So that's silver. What else I got for y'all? I think that's going to be it. Covered a few things. Let's go look at the futures market. Let's go look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, again, I trade this market every day. If you don't know, I'm going to be offering a signal service. We're going to focus on the micros and the minis, NASDAQ, S&P, and then I'm going to include micro Bitcoin, micro XRP for the signal service. So if y'all interested in that, y'all be on the lookout for that. Sign up to the Discord and the Patreon. The link is in the description below if y'all interested in that. But again, I'm bullish on stock market in general. So a lot of y'all that are in NVIDIA, if y'all don't know, this market right here controls the entire stock market. The NASDAQ, S&P, the indexes control the price of the stocks. So whatever these indexes do, stocks generally follow the indexes. That's why indexes are popular, because there's more capital, more liquidity flowing through these indexes. Somebody mentioned that the NVIDIA had 303 trillion market cap. Now go look at the market cap of the NASDAQ. Go look at the market cap of the S&P, and then get back to me and tell me how much capital is flowing through these markets compared to just one stock. So that's why I specialize in trading the NASDAQ and the S&P. Those are my two favorite markets. You can make millions in these markets if you know what you're doing. But if we just zoom out, bullish, previous all-time high in target. Previous all-time high is the target. 20,000 or 22,425 up here. Previous all-time high. We're seeking that. I'm gonna be watching for price to seek that. And then what I do every day, I drop down to lower time frames and I look for day trading opportunities, trading the futures market. So that's what we do. So y'all make sure y'all sign up for the Patreon. Click the link in the description if y'all interested. Well, other than that, man, I appreciate y'all joining. I'm gonna let y'all head up out of here. Be on the lookout for just anything. Y'all keep in touch with me. And I appreciate y'all joining. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.